Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to a crackety game here on Dry Arabia. And crackety's back on the Chinese. I'll be honest, I like crackety on the Chinese. I mean, we've been seeing him a lot with the Mongols. He was set a challenge by EGC TV to get top 10 on the ladder with Mongols only. And I think he's kind of given up because now he's back to good old China. But I'll be honest, we all like a good bit of crackety on China. But his opponent today, spawning up in the north, in the color pink, it's going to be Louis MT. Now, this is a player you do not want to mess with. This player right here, Louis, I'm sure you've been seeing him a lot recently, but he's really been climbing high up there. I mean, he's probably a top 15 player, in my opinion. He is extremely good. So this is going to be difficult for crackety. I mean, we got a China mirror here. Both players very good with the Chinese. So we're going to have to see what these players look to do. Louis going to be going with the village opening. I think crackety, yeah, he's already got his village up. Two very standard build orders. I'm very surprised that the Chinese haven't been changed much. I mean, the last change we had with them was the Song Dynasty nerf. But there's still no changes to Chukanu. I'm very surprised by that. Chukanu, very strong still. Just the main problem with them is that they're so food inexpensive. Like, you don't need food, which means you can just stay in your base and produce them. You know, get down a second town center, and you don't need food. You got your food under here, underneath your mill, which is supervising up. You got some berries if you need them. But then you got golden wood, which are the main two resources for Chukanu. You can just sit in your base and produce them, which is it's lots of players have been complaining about it. So I mean, hopefully we do see some changes to China. I'd love to see them get mixed up a little bit. I think they're one of the only civilizations that didn't get changed in the season 4 patch. But two very similar build orders right here. 3 villagers on gold, 3 villagers on gold. We haven't had a single alteration yet, both on 1 scout. Really not a lot to talk about in this early stage of the game, to be honest. 2 just very... Uh-oh. Well, now we've got something to talk about. Have a look at this. Crackety gonna be moving out with 10 villagers. That's a lot of villagers. 10 villagers. He's gonna be moving out. And we see he's got his scout over here. I think he's looking for a Barbican drop here. Now, where's a good spot for him? I mean, maybe... This is a tricky spot, but, like, here would be a nice spot. The gold, the wood line. But to be honest, probably here somewhere. Stick it here. You secure up the gold, the berries, the wood line, the deer. I think that's the direction crackety's going, and we see Louis does spot that out. 10 villagers for crackety do get spotted out by Louis, and Louis is just going to be pulling 9 villagers of his own. And crackety looks like he's going to be retreating. Now going forward once again. He's aging up with the Imperial Academy here with just the 1 villager. 9 villagers versus the 10 here for crackety. Louis can't take that fight. Unless he's got somehow better micro, but he's got 12 villagers here. Crackety, he's going to be retreating back. Currently, Louis does have more idle time with 12 villagers, but crackety's had a long way to walk. Louis now going to be retreating back, just using the 10 now. It's 10 versus 10. Crackety's going to have a wolf being pulled on him now. Crackety's just going to be falling back once again. Both players here idling 10 villagers. Well, Louis actually idling 11 of them now. Villagers getting pulled. Trying to take out the sheep now. Oh my goodness, crackety. Looks like he's just going to be falling back. Is he going to go in for round 2? I think he is. I mean, you've come so far, right? You can't now just back down. You have to commit to this. Louis now reaches the feudal age. We're gonna have to see what he drops down. I mean, he's had so much idle time. There's no way he can drop down any sort of archery range at this point. The crackety gonna be coming forward once again. Doesn't drop anything down. Looks like it's gonna get pushed back once again. 10 more villagers for Louis being idles. Both even at the moment. when it comes to idle economy. Crackly's got enough resources in the bank to drop down that Barbican. Looks like he's just killing some deer at the moment. Drops down an outpost here. Louis now pulls his villagers, but I think the outpost gets up now. I don't think you can deny this outpost. Louis going to be retreating back. And that means Crackly can drop his Barbican down right here. And there it is. It comes down. Louis going to be pulling villagers. Going to be covering the spot where Crackly is trying to place that Barbican. Puts a villager inside of the outpost. Louis can't go any further. And the Barbican now gets down. Secures that position up. 5 villagers in the outpost. 5 villagers building the landmark. Louis trying to go for a burn down here. But 14 villagers is not going to be enough to burn this down. 5 villagers will be able to out-repair it. And Crackly here. We can see here, Louis just can't attack. He can't attack these villagers. And currently Crackly is actually a villager ahead. Crackly does have 5 idols though inside of that outpost. And it looks like Louis is just going to be committing under here. He's going for the outpost. This seems a little bit suicidal. Crackly needs to target down those low HP villagers. But we see here, Louis just going to be falling back. That Barbican should be able to get up. We see Louis lost 3 villagers so far. Crackly yet to lose a villager. And we see the teeniest bit amount of health left to build on this Barbican until it gets up. Louis pulling all of his villagers here, just trying to take out as many villagers of Crackly as he can. Crackly loses 2. Actually, he just loses the 1. He only lost 1 villager? Wow. I'm impressed. Horseman is out for Louis, is able to soak up some of that damage, but that's going to be another villager gone there. It is indeed going down. I think another one maybe. Oh, Louis just manages to save it right there. But 6 villagers down for Louis. Crackly has a great lead at the moment. That is definitely worth it. I mean, it's a lot of idle time for those 10 villagers. But you're now up 6.5 villagers, which is absolutely huge. And we're gonna have to see what Crackly does behind this, but we see he's dropping down an outpost here on the stone. Louis looking to do a little bit of harassment, but Crackly's already on top of this. And with this stone, I think we're going to be seeing a second town center out of Crackly, just to extend his villager lead even more. And I'm sure we'll be seeing Song coming through soon, but surprisingly he's not on the gold mine yet. But I guess, you know, only 15 villagers at home isn't a lot to be able to go out here onto that gold. But looks like he's going to be going for the second town center first, which does make a lot of sense. Barbican here, though, is sitting down on a little bit of HP. Down to 3,000. But, I mean, it's still a substantial amount of HP. Louis not going to be able to push this back without any sort of a ram or a lot of units. That's for sure. But Crackly going to be moving. Oh, God. Moving his villager towards the back of the base. Is he looking to do some tower drop? Is this stone not for a sound center, but is it rather for an outpost? An outpost rush. Oh my God, Crackly loses a villager there. Unfortunate for him, but still has a 6 villager lead, so not going to be too much of an issue for him. I have a feeling that this stone is going to be for mass towers, because these cannon slits placements are very, very strong. They're very strong. So Crackly going to be building the first tower here. Let's see if Louis can actually spot this one out. He can't. Yeah, so he's on the secondary wood line here. Surprisingly, isn't going for this one, but I think he thinks that Crackly is going to be over here building towers, which would make a lot of sense, but Crackly's not doing that. Instead, he's 1 step ahead of the game, and he's building a tower this side. So Louis may be losing a villager if he's not careful. And Crackly's just going to be walling it up as well. Crackly going to be chasing away these horsemen with some spears. Still very heavy on the stone, so he's going to be going for a second town center. But we see he's still on the stone here. Now, that I doubt this is just bad macro out of Crackly. I think this is for also the hand cannon emplacements. Or the, yeah, the hand cannon emplacements. I'm sure we'll see that any second now. There it is. Yeah, so Crackly not even hopping his villager inside of the outpost yet. Just waiting for that upgrade to come in. And that way he can, he'll be able to get a lot more damage out onto the villagers. So Louis has less time to pull them back. But there it is. Crackly going to be going for Song Dynasty now. With that second town center, He's going to be looking very happy right there. Louis moving in with that horseman. Crackly needs to be careful. We got 2 very low HP villagers here. First one goes down, and Crackly... Oh, I just have enough room! Oh, my goodness. The value from that one horseman right there. Absolutely huge right there. But Crackly gets a villager right there with the hand cannon emplacement coming through on that outpost. And Louis going to be moving out for his second town center. Crackly still 6 villagers ahead. Should be able to get this villager. 8 HP left on it. Imperial official just sitting out here, chilling underneath a tree. What are you doing out here, Imperial official? I don't actually know what that Imperial official is doing out there, but villager here on 1 HP. Crackly looks like it's going to be committing with that scout. Does get the kill. I think he's going to be losing that scout though. Oh, does go down. I think he's going to be, yeah, loses the outpost as well. But we see Crackly still up in Vills. Imperial official for Louis being very, very helpful underneath this this tree. Now is back to work. Looks like Louis going into some Chukanu. Actually, may not even be Chukanu. Just going to be going for archers. Or maybe waiting for Chukanu because he doesn't yet have a Barbican down. So isn't in Song Dynasty yet. Cannot make those... Oh, Crackly, you need to be careful. Okay, he's all right. Yeah, so Louis yet to get Song Dynasty. Doesn't have the Barbican down, but I think he's going to be building it next to this boar. Doesn't have enough resources quite yet, but I think that is going to be the play. So not going to be making any Chukanu yet, but he's got the archery down, the archery range down in preparation for that. And Crackly, he's on 3 town centers. Oh my goodness, look at this. Crackly on 3 town centers on Song Dynasty. His villager count is going to be marching ahead right now. And Crackly just being so damn annoying right here. Have a look at this. 2 outposts down back here. The Barbican. Another outpost. We got another outpost coming through from Crackly here. But Louis, he's already got an outpost here. More villagers going to get pulled onto the deer. And Crackly has got to be one of the most annoying players to deal with. I mean, it makes great content, I'll be honest. But, like, if I was in Louis' position here, I would be molding so damn hard. I mean, what is this? What on earth is this? Crackly, what is this? Like, oh man, I would be so annoyed. But it's certainly working for him. 16 villagers out here for Louis. Outpost coming down. Let's see if Louis should be able to spot this one out. Yeah, he can indeed spot that one out very easily with that outpost. Lots of Louis' food being denied underneath that mill. He does have the deer over here that he's got access to. And it looks like Louis is just going to be pulling villagers here. 16 villagers getting pulled with some archers. So Louis is going to be making some archers here. Villager maybe going down here. Crackly committing to that outpost, but now does cancel it. Spearmen don't even get any kills. Unfortunate for Crackly right there. May have been able to have got this villager if he committed to it. But archers will be able to clean up those spears. And Crackly is going to be retreating back home with 4 villagers. But we see his villager count right now so far ahead. He's up 20 villagers. Wow. That, yeah, I mean, that's just the power of 3 town center Song versus 2 town center. Absolutely ridiculous right there from Crackly. He's going to be losing out on a villager, though. Look at that. Oh, my God. That looks kind of freaky. We won't speak of what those villagers were doing to each other. It looks like Crackly is going to be mass-producing some horsemen now. Definitely makes sense. You really want to try and push Louis off this area here, which is kind of why I'm surprised Louis hasn't built a Barbican over here. Because, you know, you got 8 villagers here on the boar. You got 8 villagers here on the gold. And you got an Imperial official out here. So kind of surprised by Louis there. He's still yet to drop down that Barbican. So we're going to have to see where he looks to place it. If he looks to place it at all. Like, at this point in the game, not being Song for China, it definitely feels bad. But Horseman for Crackly, going to be running out. He's up to 5 here. So he's going to be able to take this fight up against Louis. And it looks like Louis is going to be pulling the boar in here. The wolf getting in on the action as well. All the animals coming to the party here. Crackly got more reinforcements coming in, though. The boar actually helping out Crackly here, taking down that horseman. And with that, Crackly wins that engagement. The boar and the wolf going to be chasing behind them. And Crackly going to be running with those horsemen towards Louis. Louis is now going to be building the Barbican. So does indeed drop the Barbican on this position. And Crackly going to be 10 seconds too late here. But I mean, this is still some good idle time. Looks like Crackly is going to be committing under here. I mean, what? We got 13 villagers under there. Crackly going to be chasing down the Imperial officials. He may be able to get a kill here if he's lucky. 10 villagers sit inside. He did get the kill. 10 villagers sit inside that town center. So Crackly could commit underneath this town center here. I feel like that would have been worth it. Sit underneath this town center. That's like 9 villagers right there that could have been killed. I'm sure you get some damage on your horseman, but taking out that many villagers would be very, very, very nice. Crackly going to be moving out for the boar of his own. Drops down a village as well. And Crackly's going to be aging up to the next stage now with the astronomical clock tower. Looks like Louis is going to be following that up very close behind. Just lacking a little bit on the gold. Lots of barracks is being dropped down for Louis. Astronomical clock tower coming down, but gets denied. Spears do come out from him, though. Should be able to push this one back. Landmarker gets cancelled. Going to be replaced down. Horseman going to get cleaned up now. Running around the back of the base for Crackly. Going to be hopping inside of the outposts, it seems. And 4 barracks is down. Blacksmith coming down. Looks like Louis is going to be going into some mass palace guard right here. Let's see what Crackly's up to. Looks like he's going to be doing the same, just palace guard. This is really what we see all China players do. I mean, we just see castle age into mass palace guard. I mean, it's predictable. It's very much predictable. Louis now going to be grabbing his iron undermesh upgrade. But I mean, Crackly, he's doing the same. So, and he's already ahead of the game, and he's ahead by 33. Wow, that just went up fast. He's now ahead by what? 35 villagers, which is quite a lot. It's quite a lot, and I think Louis is going to be finding it hard to keep up with Crackly here. Keeping up with the Crackly is certainly an issue here. Crackly going to be supervising up these barracks. Currently has 1,000 food a minute. That's 10 palace guards a minute he can produce. Actually, that's kind of a lie because you're also producing from town centers. So it's probably more like 8 palace guard a minute. But Crackly really looking to mass up these palace guard up to 16. Looks like Louis actually stopped production on the palace guard and is now looking to go into crossbow, which, yeah, definitely a good call here. 3 archery rangers producing crossbow. Clock tower, trebuchet looking to start to focus down that Barbican of the Sun. And Crackly looking to build some more outposts. Just being the annoying little China player he is, massing up palace guard, nothing but palace guard, and he's just going to run into the base of Louis and obliterate him. I mean, Louis is building a decent mass of crossbows, but he's got lots of idols here on that berry bush. He is going to be able to move back over here though soon. Louis getting pushed off that wood line once again. Having to move out all the way to the back here. Nesta be out for him. Nesta be able to do quite a lot of damage onto Palace Guard. Louis going to be sticking his villagers back inside. Louis going to be pulling his army now, but we see here Crackly's mass looking extremely strong right now. We're going to have to see if this number of crossbows is enough to push this one back, and it looks like it is. Crackly going to be retreating back for the time being. Doesn't even kill... Actually, he might have killed one villager. But I mean, Crackety right now, his economy is just way too far ahead for Louis. And Crackety now going to be starting to pick up those relics. Both still in Song Dynasty. If Crackety does go to the Yuan Dynasty... I think it's the Yuan... Oh, is it Ming Dynasty next? I think it's Yuan Dynasty next. He can get pagodas and stick the relics inside of there. Crackety takes a lot of damage there to the Nesta B, but is able to take it out, as well as the Trebuchet. Two very expensive units going down right there. And Crackety's mass still remaining. Going to be running towards that Imperial official. We got the outpost on the back line dealing lots of damage right now. Louis getting pushed off there, getting pushed off his food right now as well. Louis is in absolute shambles right here. And Crackety's going to be able to retreat back with most of his palace guard here. Louis not looking good, down by 53 villagers. And Crackety's still got some horsemen sitting inside of these outposts as well. Crackety now looking to go into some Nesta Bs of his own to deal with the crossbows out of Louis. And here the horsemen are going to be running back in, causing even more idle time here. Oh my goodness, Crackety. You are one annoying player. He's actually able to escape with 5 of them as well. They'll come back to haunt you again, Louis. Don't you worry. It does look Louis managed to clear up the Barbican here. May look to clear up these outposts next, as we do see that ram is going to be heading over to the wall. It's going to take a while to deal with this. Does mean Louis is having to gather wood over here for the time being. It's a little bit exposed over in that direction. It does look like this will be the direction Crackety's looking to head in. Looks like he's pulling some villagers here as well, as he does have enough stone for a keep drop. Crackety just looking to make use of all the resources on his opponent's side. While he's up to 146 villagers, he can afford to just bring those out to his opponent's side and start gathering their resources. Like, if he loses 6 villagers here, so what? So what? You've denied some berries from your opponent, and you'll still be very much ahead. But lots of vills being pulled here. 26 villagers trying to go for a keep drop on top of those houses. Now going to start to look to burn them down, but there's the keep coming through. 3 Nesta Bs here for Crackety, only the 1 for Louis. Louis is looking to get taken out. Crackety going to be moving his attention over to this keep drop. Nesta B able to get so much damage there. If this Nesta B can get off another shot on those, that could be 20 dead villagers right there. Louis, he's just going to call it right there. Calls GG. I mean, he was down by so many. I mean, Crackety this game played it so damn well. Even though that may be the most annoying play to do with the Chinese, that Barbican drop was pretty impressive. Well, if you did enjoy this game, please do feel free to leave a like, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.